Hello everyone, a very good evening to one and all present here. So today in this particular video, I'm going to teach you about India-China face-off. Friends, we all know that recently from the month of May 2020, after the COVID-19 pandemic, a border tension between India and China is going on, and it also leads to 20 casualties from Indian side and an unknown number of casualties from Chinese side. So in this video, I will try to cover all the aspects. This video will be very important for NDA, CDS as well as the UPSC examinations, and this video is very important for SSP lecturate topic, and also this can be asked in your interview. So be prepared with this topic very well. In this video, I will try to cover the 360 degree angle of the incidents. I will cover everything from past to present, what happened within last 2 months. So keep going, and please, if you like these videos, then please share and subscribe the channel, and also press the bell icon. So in this video, we will look into the very sequential manner. The firstly, we will look into the what has happened currently, and also we will talk about the regions of the face-off. What are the particular regions that China is angry for, and why this confrontation between India and China took place. And also we will talk about India's response, that how India has responded to this aggressive nature of China. And I will talk about the boycott China product, that is it really possible that India can boycott Chinese products. And later on I will talk about the key points such as the strategic importance, roads, and the regions such as the Pangong Lake, Pangong So Lake, as and the Daulat Beg Oldie Road, Darbuk Siok Daulat Beg Oldie Road, which is a very important for India. And also I will talk about the steps that need to be taken by the Indian government and the Indian public. And at the end, I will conclude by giving a way forward. So let's begin. So you can see in the picture that recently the dispute between Indian and People Liberation Army is going on alongside the LAC, the line of actual control. This is a de facto border between India and China, and this part initially was the part of India, but after the 1962 war, it was captured by China, and since then, this line, the which is not demarcated, it is called the line of actual control, and that's why, because it is not demarcated, that's why there is confusion between the Indian soldiers and the Chinese soldiers. The Indian soldiers claim that particular line is the line of actual control, but the Chinese soldier, they claim that not this line is not the actual line of control, but the 2 kilometers forward, that is the actual line of control. So this is why the face off happened, but we will look through in detail. So what had just happened? The skirmish at near Sikkim border on 8th May 2020 near Nathula Pass leads to the injury of 11 soldiers. So firstly, the dispute started in Sikkim, in India-China border in the Sikkim, that is Nathula Pass. It is a very important pass. You have to remember that Nathula Pass is passes from the Sikkim, and it is also the route for going into the Tibetan Mansarovar Plateau. If any pilgrimage, it is the very pious pilgrimage for Buddhist as well as the Savite, those people who follow Lord Shiva. So initially the dispute started on 8th May, where it leads to the 11 soldiers injured from Indian side. And let's talk about some history. Then in 1967, also some sort of confrontation between Indian and People Liberation Army war took place. But this war is called as the India's forgotten victory over China, because in this war the China had severe casualties as compared to that of India, and this war is said to be that India had won it. But due to the agreement between Indian and Chinese leaders, this is not called a war. This is called just a confrontation. But in this war, only very few casualties were done from Indian side. About 88 Indian soldiers had died, but about 400 Chinese soldiers had died. So you can see that China had totally lost this war. And amid COVID-19 pandemic, China started bullying India, Japan, Taiwan, Philippines. So you can see that when the China spreaded firstly the COVID-19 to the world, and now they are bullying its neighborhood countries such as Japan. They wants to occupy Taiwan. They are also bullying Philippines, and they have recently brought the national security law in Hong Kong, which will snatch the autonomy of this Hong Kong, which was earlier the United Kingdom territory, and it was given back to China in 1997 with an agreement that the condition will be restored for next 50 years. But China is trying to annex Hong Kong very soon. within the 20 years. So this is what has happened currently. Now, talking about the regions where the standoff is going on currently. So there are primarily the three regions. The first is Galwan Valley. I think most of you know this name, the Galwan Valley, because this was in the news for past 3 months, and also the hot spring area. But this is not a hot point. The control situation are in control in this area, but the Pangong So Lake, it is the hottest point for dispute between Indian and Chinese soldiers. Actually, this is the place where 20 Indian soldiers were killed in a bloody skirmish between Indian and the Chinese soldiers. And on 8th June 2020, what happened? It was a bloody confrontation between Indian and Chinese soldiers, which leads to the Chinese Indian soldiers' lives, including a commanding officer, was also killed. Now let us see that this is the Galwan Valley. As you can see on the map, that it is on the line of actual control. So there is dispute between India and China border going on, and this, the blue line, you can see the dotted blue line, it is the Pangong So Lake. It is said that about one third of lake is located in India and two-third is located in China. But here also there is confusion between Indian and Chinese, that this is the actual line of actual control, because there is confusion because line is not demarcated properly. And so this is. And now talking about the reasons of confrontation, what are the possible reasons that leads to the confrontation between the two gigantic nations, the China and Indian army? So the first reason is the rapid infrastructure development near the India-China border by Border Road Organization. So we have been seeing currently that Border and Road Organization, it is in the news since last 2 to 3 years, because it has started the project to construct the roads alongside the China border. According to the project announced by our Prime Minister last year, that it will construct about 2400 kilometers of roads alongside China border, and it will cost about 48,000 crore rupees. So the rapid infrastructure development by Indian side, it leads to the confrontation, which China did not like, because this will give India an strategic advantage at the time of aggression. And India's growing cooperation with United States, India's tilt towards United States amid COVID pandemic time. So you know that India is a member of Quad grouping. The Quad grouping, it is a group of 4 countries that includes the USA, Japan, Australia, and India. So India is becoming closer to this group, and India is becoming close to USA as well, because we have recently signed the LEMOA-COMCASA agreement and GSOMIA agreement with USA, according to which both the countries, they can use and access the military bases or the naval bases of each and other countries, as well as per the COMCASA, the communication compatibility and security agreement, according to which both the countries, they can communicate. For example, that India is using the American Apache helicopter by Indian Air Force, and there is a warship of USA, then they can communicate according to this agreement, and they can not just communicate verbally, but they will also say the data location, the location of the enemy. So this is very important, and this shows that India and USA are now the strategic defense partners. So this is why the China was angry from India, and China also wanted to deflect the attention of the world from COVID-19, because we all know that COVID-19 started from China because of mishandling by Chinese government. It is spread throughout the world, and it has killed about more than 50 lakh of people till now, and about 1.5 crore people have been infected of coronavirus. So China basically wanted to deflect the attention of the world from COVID-19, because everyone was blaming China. And the next point is, India recently swapped an island of Andaman and Nicobar with Australia for military cooperation, which is very near to the state of Malacca. So friends, you must know the state of Malacca. State is a narrow way between two water bodies. For example, you can see the Gulf, Persian Gulf. There is a very small way to cross from Persian Gulf to Gulf of Oman. So this is called strait, when the two water bodies are connected by a small narrow way. So that is called strait. And the state of Malacca, it is located in the Southeast Asian nations. It is located beside the Indonesia and Singapore, and we all know that India has very good friend with Indonesia as well as Singapore, and also India has taken one of the islands of Indonesia on lease for military operations, for building the military base, and that is the Sabang Island. You can see the Sabang Island is located here. So that's why, and India and Australia, they have made the island swap agreement, according to which both the countries, they will be able to use and access the military bases, the naval bases of each and other country. So this gives a very much advantage to India to access the state of Malacca, as well as the Australia. We have been saying that Australia is very aggressive towards China nowadays. And yes, and the third and the most important point, the Darbuk Siok Daulat Beg Oldie Road. I initially mentioned this road. This is very important. This is strategically important for India, because the Daulat Beg Oldie is the northernmost air base of India. Actually, it is not only a air base, but it is jointly operated by Indian Army and Indian Air Force. So it is the northernmost Indian military base, and it is one of the highest military base in the world, which is near to Siachen Glacier. So this Darbuk Siok are the name of two village. There was a road already, the Darbuk Siok, but it is connected up to the Daulat Beg Oldie. That's why this is called the Daulat Beg, the Darbuk Siok Daulat Beg Oldie Road. It is a 255-kilometer road, and it is a very important because it connects and give access to the India, to the northernmost situated the Indian air base, and as well as the road is extended to up to the Pangong So Lake. So that's why China concern was there, because China was thinking that if the India is able to maintain the road, India is able to build up the road, then it will be an advantage for India at the time of aggression. So that's why China basically wanted India to stop these agreements, but Indian government have retaliated and they have not went back. They have been moving forward on the same project and with more capabilities. Currently, the Indian government, they have funded more thousands of crore for these projects, and also we have known that the border road organization, they are working for building the roads and bridges alongside border, that is strategically important roads and bridges at very great pace. Recently, it was in the news because Jharkhand has given thousands of laborers of its laborer to work for border road organization, and also the India's United States tilt example Quad amid COVID-19. So already shown, I have already told this. The currently the US China tension is going on, and India is tilted towards USA. So that is what China does not like it. And also, apart from this, China also wants to gain the what will be the reaction of the region, geopolitical reaction, and the geopolitical reaction of the world, other countries. So they have able to judge this time. And now I will talk about the India's response, what India have taken to retaliate China. So India has moved additional divisions, tanks, and artillery across the line of actual control to match Chinese deployments. So we know that China have deployed almost more than 5,000 of its soldiers alongside India border. So India has also moved additional divisions, tanks, and artillery guns to the line of actual control to match the Chinese deployments. And India currently immediately purchased the 33 Russian fighter jet and upgraded 59 warplanes at the cost of 18,148 crore. So you can see that India is fully prepared, and also our Prime Minister visited the Ladakh, and as well as about last week our Defense Minister Sri Rajnath Singh also visited Ladakh. So this is very important for India. And apart from this, if you see the economically, then India has banned the 59 Chinese origin applications that includes TikTok, ShareIt, Camscanner, etc. So this will hit China very hard. And India's trade deficit with China has fell down. If you see the data, then the trade deficit between India and China has fell down within the year. And also the FDI from China in India has dipped to 163 million US dollar in 2019-20 from 229 million US dollar in 2018-19. So you can also see that the FDI coming to India, that have been decreased, because India currently given an order that all the countries which share border with India, they will have to go through government route to get to invest in India, even the foreign direct investment or the foreign portfolio investment. Actually, there is a minor difference between the FPI and FDI. FDI is that if any foreign company, they want to purchase the share higher than the 10% of that company, then it is called the foreign direct investment. But if any foreign company, they want to purchase the share of any Indian company just below the 9.99%, so that is called the foreign portfolio investment. And also, Indian government imposed higher trade barriers and raised import duties on around 300 Chinese products. So Indian government have taken good steps in order to retaliate with China. So move forward. So now I will talk about that people in India, they have protested, marched over the roads that we should boycott Chinese product. In the last month, we have seen that people were burning and destroying the Chinese product, Chinese mobile phones, smartphones. But is it really possible to boycott China, boycott Chinese products? So we will understand here. So according to me, that it is not really possible at sudden. Yeah, we can take years, 1 2 3 4 5 years to replace Chinese goods, but at initial stage it will harm India a lot, because Chinese smartphone brand has captured 75% of market share of Indian smartphones. So you can see that in India about 75% of smartphones that are manufactured by Chinese companies such as the Xiaomi, Vivo, Oppo, Realme, etc. And China accounts for over 5% of India's total export and more than 14% of India's imports. So you can see that we are importing about 14% of our products from China. So China is very important for India, and if we break down the trade relation with China, then it will harm back India only. India is heavily dependent on China for smartphones and electrical appliances, automobile industry, telecom companies, and active pharmaceutical ingredients. So I told that Indian smartphones market is flooded with Chinese products. About 75% of the Indian smartphones are manufactured by Chinese company. And now coming to the automobile industry. So we know that India manufactures the car, motorcycles, scooters, but the most of the components of this automobile industry, they are purchased from China, and those companies, they get the product, the components from China at a cheaper price as compared to that of they can get from Europe or America. So that's why you can see the article that the Indian automobile industrialists, they have said that if we cancel the trade with China, then you will see a sudden increase in the price of the cars, automobiles in India. And talking about the telecom companies, then the 5G in China, China is leading in 5G network in terms of Huawei. The Huawei is a Chinese company which has the largest network of the 5G in the world, and the most importantly, the active pharmaceutical ingredients. It is an ingredient which is used to manufacture medicines. So, friends, we all know. I think most of us don't know that India is the leading producer of medicines, the pharmaceutical products. India is leading in two things actually. First, the services sector like Wipro, HCL, Tata Consultancy, Tech Mahindra. These all software companies are made in India, Indian products, and also there are various. India is very proficient. India is prosperous in terms of producing pharmaceutical medicines, but to manufacture those medicines, the active pharmaceutical ingredients that are purchased from China, because this is API is the most important ingredient to manufacture medicine. So we are dependent on China on these four products actually. And also India's import from China are just 3% of China's total export. More importantly, China's import from India are less than 1% of its total imports. So you can see that if India cancel the trade with China, then it will not affect China too much. It will affect very minor to China, but it will affect India very much, because we import 14% of our products from China, but China is importing just 3%. China is importing just 1% of its product from India, and China's export to India is just 3% of its total export. So you can see that the junk of Chinese goods coming to India or China purchasing from India is very less. So it will not affect China that hard. And also our Make in India initiative, or even the Make in India part 2, that is Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, is not enough strong to replace Chinese goods all of a sudden. If we try to replace the Chinese goods with European products, then the cost of the products will increase. As I already told that the cost of cars and automobiles will increase by 25 to 30% if we cancel the trade with China. The issues of automobiles and pharmaceutical ingredients, I already told this. And also India produces its own pharmaceutical ingredients, but that is costly as compared to that of we purchase from China. So that's why the prices of medicine in India are very less. Otherwise, it will become very high. Now, talking about some of the key points in this aspect between India-China border dispute. So first is the Darbuk Syok Daulat Beg Oldie Road. I think I have already told about this. This road connects India's northernmost military post and gives access to Siachen Glacier. It is that's why very important for India in terms of strategic advantage, and it connects line of actual control as well as the Pangong So Lake, which is just 8 kilometers far from the road. So this is that's why very important for India. You can see that this is Darbuk. You can see three red color dots. So this is Darbuk and Syok. Darbuk and Syok, they are two villages in Ladakh, Union Territory of Ladakh, and this road is extended up to Daulat Beg Oldi. The Daulat Beg Oldi is the northernmost military base of India, which is very near from line of actual control, and this road is also extended up to the Pangong So Lake, which give India a strategic advantage over China. And now Pangong So Lake, it is one of the main approaches that China can use for the offensive into Indian territory. So Pangong So Lake, it is a lake, and we all know that Chinese soldiers, they are moving here and there with their warships, steamers in the water. So this is one of the main approach India think that China can use it for offensive into Indian territory. And India claims that line of actual control is finger 8, but it has control only up to finger 4. And China claims that line of actual control is passes through finger 2. So as you can see, these are the fingers. Actually, these are the fingers like structure. This is mountain, but this structure looks like fingers. So there are basically 8 fingers. You can see the F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, and F8. So the yellow line is the line of actual control by the Chinese perspective, but the red line is the line of actual control by Indian perspective. So Indian side claim that the finger 8 is the actual line of actual control, but Chinese side think that finger 2 is the actual line of control. So that's why there is dispute. Although India claims up to finger 8, but India has control over only finger 4. But currently what happened that China has deployed its military, and it has opened their bunker nearby finger 4. So that is the region of dispute. Now India wants that China should go back before beyond the finger 8, because it is the actual line of control, but China is not willing to go back, and that is the main region dispute which is also currently going on. And currently, to resolve this issue, our national security advisor, he has personally talked to the foreign ministry of China, the Ajit Doval. So and we know that now the situation is under control, but still we cannot believe the China, because the same thing had happened in 1962 war. The China had pulled back its soldiers, but suddenly they attacked India and thousands of Indian soldiers were killed. But the same thing can be this time. So we do not have to believe China. Hindi chini bhai bhai, that era has gone, and we will have to prepare for the two front war at any time. And now what steps needs to be taken from Indian side? So India needs to stop appeasing China. So we all know that since our independence, we have been trying to appease China. Our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, he gave the slogan Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai. But in 1962, China gave betrayal to India and they attacked on Indian border, which leads to a small scale war. And since then, India has been trying to appease China. And also, our current Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, he also went to visit Wuhan. He also welcomed in India. He also welcomed Xi Jinping in India, Mallapuram, as well as the Ahmedabad. So these things show that India was appeasing, and India was trying to appease China so that China will not be aggressive towards Indian border, and India can develop its policy. But now we have known that China is otherwise a threat. China is not a friendly nation with India, because China have also saved the Pakistani terrorist in United Nations Security Council. China also given the statement against the Indian action of revoking of Article 370 from Jammu and Kashmir. They also tried to raise Kashmir issue in United Nations Security Council after Pakistan approached to them. So now the steps India need to take is India should make the Quad grouping operational, and we should start doing some sort of engagement or the cooperation, the diplomatic cooperation, as well as we can do the military exercise. The Quad group members are India, United States, Australia, and Japan. And India should now start interfering into the Hong Kong, Tibet, and Taiwan regions, because this will give India a leverage over China strategic. And India should increase her presence in South China Sea. We know that the Vietnam is a very good friend of India in South China Sea, and Vietnam territory is being claimed by China. China say that the whole of the South China Sea is its territory, but Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, they all have concerns regarding this. So India will have to maintain good relation with Vietnam. We will have to provide the BrahMos missile, the Akash missile, or whatever the military equipments they want to purchase from us. Because since now, till then, we were appeasing China, but now the time of appeasement has gone because China is otherwise a threat. And also, India should provide ground for American companies leaving China. So we all know that amid tensions between India and China, a lot of American companies established in China, they want to go back out of China. But most of them, they are going to the Southeast Asian nations such as Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand. So India should provide the ground. Indian government should do something. They must give free, easy access to Chinese companies, those who wants to manufacture their bases in India. And also India should start deep engagement with G7, as currently the Donald Trump said that we will have we will have adding India, Japan, South Korea and Australia in G7, and we will expand it. So India should start doing engagement with G7 countries and also the D10 countries, which is proposed by United Kingdom, which will keep American companies far from 5G technologies. So we should join this obviously. And the relevance of BRICS for India. India has invested millions of dollars, actually $10 billion in BRICS Bank. So now the relevance of BRICS for India is degrading because of India-China tensions. So we should also think and take the actions appropriately. And way forward, at the end, I would like to conclude by giving a way forward. So both the countries need to stick to the 2005 protocol and the 2013 border defense agreement to restore the status quo as it was in the month of April. So the India basically wants to restore the status quo as it was in the month of April. Indian government, they are demanding that we should maintain the status quo as it was in the month of April, but China is not willing to go back because the Chinese president, the image of Chinese president among the Chinese public, it has degraded because of his mishandling of coronavirus. So that's why the China wants to raise the nationalism issue so that he can be respected. His image will improve into the minds of Chinese public. So this is the actually what is going on into the background. And India's non-appeasement but challenging policy towards China. So I have already told it that India should stop appeasing China and India should challenge China on various sectors. So for example, we can interfere on the matter of Tibet. We can interfere on Taiwan issue. China has one policy. We can go and interfere in South China Sea. We can explore the South China Sea with the help of Vietnam. And the most next one, the build up the defense capabilities, especially the naval power. We all know that Chinese navy is very superior than that of Indian navy. So India should invest more and India should build up its defense capabilities in partnership. Currently the various companies from USA and Israel, they are manufacturing their equipments under the Make in India program. So that is good initiative in this, and we should move it further as well. And at the last, the prepare for two front war. Yes friends, India will have to be prepared always for two front war, that Pakistan and China. So that is only solution. So this is all in this video. I hope you like it. If you like the video, please share among your friends so that it can help everyone. And please subscribe and share the video. Thank you. Take care.